Hey guys, welcome back to another Crimson Moon Battle Report. We're going to be playing some Aristeia. This is set in the Infinity Universe and is the ultimate sports game show, kind of similar to Games Workshop's Blood Bowl and Mantic Games' Dread Ball. So you build your team with 4 different characters, which are historic characters in the world of Infinity, and they battle it out in the Hexadome, trying to score so many points in order to win the game. The game is not played with D6s, rather they use specialty dice, which Corvus Belli has been really well known to use in a lot of their games that have been coming out. And each dice has like hits, triggers, and different special icons that you're going to be referring to their actual cards, so that you can see what kind of abilities that they'll activate or they'll be able to use during the game. Then we have the cards themselves that are going to represent the characters that you'll be using on the field. And we also have a tactics deck in which you build, and these cards will give you some sort of benefit in the game. And it even tells you when exactly you'll be playing the cards themselves. The game also gives you these 2 trusty control panels, and this is what you'll be using in the game to kind of represent the order and how you're going to activate your characters. This is your infirmary whenever one of your characters gets taken out of the game. And once the turn is over, you would send them back to the bench, and then they would respawn on the following round. These are your movement points in which you'll be spending in order to move your characters. And then right over here is the energy that you'll be spending in order to do certain abilities such as movement, attacks, and whatnot. And the cards all say how much it costs to do certain things. And this is just your turn marker representing the round that you're in. Now, the cards themselves, they have everything that you need in order to use your character. So here we have their initiative. This is their movement. And then this is the amount of energy that they have in order to do whatever abilities that you want them to do. This is your blocking. So whenever you're being attacked, those are the 2 dice that you'll be rolling in order to try and protect yourself. This is your brawl. This is what you'll be rolling in case somebody is trying to break out of your zone, or certain other abilities that you have to roll for that. And then this is your dodge, which is basically what you're needing to roll in order to break away from combat. You also have special triggers in which you can activate, and these are passive. So these you can actually do at any time you see those symbols. So then we go to the actual attacks, which are on the very bottom of the cards. So a red bar means that it's an actual attack. You'll be doing some sort of damage depending on what you roll. The green is actually abilities that you can do on your own players or yourself. And it also gives you the range and the dice that you'll be using. Orange or automatic abilities that are always on. So you just have to kind of look to see if you've activated it or if it actually goes off depending on, once again, the symbols that are on the dice. So for this game, we're going to be playing the scenario Assault, which is pretty much just the very beginning scenario that's in the box starter. And it's pretty much just trying to control zones, and whoever has 8 points at the end of the game wins the game. Or if at the end of turn 5, whoever has the most points wins the game. And if it's still tied, then you go by frags. And frags, you would receive a frag anytime you take out one of your opponent's characters. Now in this scenario, you do set up these barriers, which are blocking just like these are. So you would go by whatever the scenario tells you in order to set these up. And the little blue token just represents the scoring zone in which you have to take control of. So this game's already set up to where you're using certain cards. So I've already assembled those, I've shuffled them, and we'll be drawing 4 cards at the beginning of the round. And in order to determine initiative, you would go by your cards. Now these numbers are the same as your initiative on your actual character cards. So you would count all that up, and whoever has the least is going to be the underdog. Now the underdog actually does quite a bit. They're the ones that are going to determine who goes first, or there's a tie in something. The underdog is going to be the one that determines who's going to be first player, second player. Now the way you change for underdog is after the first round, whoever has the least amount of points will become the new underdog. Now how do you set up initiative? Well, you just look at your cards and you kind of control whoever you want to activate first. So you would line these up in this order here, and you're going to be activating from left to right. So let's say you would want to go with Hexer, and then we would say maybe Pavardi, and then we would say Maximus would go third, and then the last would be Major Luna. Now, of course, since I'm playing myself, I know that who's going to activate over here, but in reality, you don't know who's going to activate first because you don't know who your opponent's going to be putting in the first turn. And then once you're activating, you would compare initiative tokens, and then you would determine who would go first, or that winner would determine who would go first. All right, so whoever scores 8 points is the winner of the game, or at the end of turn 5, whoever has the most points wins. If it's a tie, then we're gonna go by frags. So since we know that orange player is gonna be the underdog, so the scenario will also tell you how your setup is gonna go. The underdog would choose which side they want to deploy, and wherever they choose, your opponent will be deploying on the opposite side. So for this instance, the orange team is deploying on table 4, so that means the green team will deploy on number 1. And for deployment, you're either going to deploy anywhere in the red area or anywhere right outside, and that would be deployment for each team. There are also 2 basic actions that are available to any of the characters, even though they don't appear on the cards. There is movement, which is 2 power, and you can do your whatever your full movement is, and you can in this game you can stop, you can interrupt. So for example, if he wants to move 2, he can actually do one of his abilities in which he can try and move somebody with him or try and shift somebody with him, and then he can continue on with his movement. The other ability is Contender, which is 1 orange attack. So if some of these characters don't have the red physical attack, you can actually do that for 3 power, and you have a chance to do some sort of damage to your opponent. All right, so let's go ahead and start the game. We're gonna go ahead and flip the first player on the orange team, which is going to be Hexer, and then for the green team it's going to be Cue Ball. So in this instance, the orange team, since they have the higher initiative, can choose who they want to go first. So we're going to go ahead and make Cue Ball go first from the green team. So Cue Ball is going to go ahead and he's going to gain his energy, which is going to be 5, and we already have this set up. This is the energy side, so he's going to have 5. So Cue Ball is just going to go ahead and spend 2 energy, 1, 2, and he's going to do his movement, which he has a full movement of 4, and he's going to move 1, 2, 3. So now he's going to pause, and what he's going to do is do his ability. He's going to go ahead and do Be Water Dude. Place a target in any free space adjacent to you. So he's going to roll an orange and a blue, and this is, oh, whoops, it's going to be 1 to 2. So 1, 2, so he's a little too far. So let me move him back just 1, so that he could be within his range. So now we're gonna roll the dice, and we just need 1 success. So we're looking at an orange and a blue. So we're gonna roll. So he got the success there, so that means it's gonna go off, and he didn't get any triggers, because his triggers, he needs an exclamation and he needs a shield so he can displace himself. So since he didn't get any of those, he can't use that, but he can still activate his power. So that means that he can push or displace Miyamoto, and he's just gonna kind of push him right up here. So then he'll be in that area. So now he still has 2 movement points left. So he's just gonna take some cover right behind over here. So he's gonna go 1, 2, and he's gonna be right behind that pillar. So we'll put him right there. All right, so that's gonna be the end of Cue Ball. So now it's gonna go to Hexer. So Hexer's right over here, and she's actually right next to Maximus, and she kind of wants to help him out because Maximus is really slow. And she's gonna do her ability, which is Evade Retro, and that displaces the target for when she gets a successful activation, successful hit. So she's gonna be rolling 3 orange, and she can do this within 1 through 4. So she's gonna go ahead and spend her 3, and just because it's gonna cost her 1. So she would go to, whoops, she'd go to 5 energy. And then she's going to spend 1 for that. So now she needs a success. So she gets no successes, but she does get 2 exclamations and a shield. So that means that she's going to be able to displace herself at least. So that means that this guy would disappear. And she could actually do it twice if she wanted to. So she could spend this to do it once. So she would displace herself here. And then she's going to go ahead and spend that other die to go ahead and do it again. So she would displace herself here. Now, she still has 4 energy left, so she's going to go ahead and do it again. So she's going to try and push Maximus up. And we're going to roll those dice again. And she did get the hit, so that means she's going to successfully do it. And she can actually displace herself as well. So she's going to displace Maximus. So she's just going to push him up 1. And just keep in mind, these do have ranges. So this is a range of 1 to 4. So actually, she's got plenty of room. Plenty of space to move them around. Now she's going to go ahead and displace herself as well. So I'm going to move her there just to kind of get further up into the zone. And then she's going to go ahead and do it again because it only costs 1. So I'm going to go ahead and do it one more time. And try and just keep getting Maximus up to the top. So we got no shields, but we got plenty of hits. So let's go ahead and displace Maximus once again. We'll spend this die to displace him. He'll go to there. So switches always go first before die resolution. So for example, when she had rolled her 2 shields and the hit, she would resolve her switch first. So she would displace herself first, and then you would resolve whatever the action that she was doing. So that means that we would displace Maximus after she would displace. But all triggers activate first before any die resolution. So Hexer has 1 energy left. She's going to go ahead and spend it to do it again. And earlier I said that she would be rolling 2 orange. It's my bad. It should be 3 yellow, not 3 orange. But she's going to be going ahead and doing that ability again. And this time she got no hit, so she's not helping out Maximus. She could displace herself if she wants. So we would spend those 2. Now, you're not actually taking out the dice. What you're doing is you're using the symbols. And once you use those symbols, you can add them to the result of the die roll at the end, which is whatever the calculation is for defense or attack or damage and stuff like that. All right, so we'll go ahead and display. I don't really want to get too far from Maximus because he does have like some sort of protection, but we'll move her. We'll displace her once to there, and then we'll displace her once again because we did get 2, and we'll displace her once again there. And then that's going to be the end of her turn. Okay, now before we activate the next card, I did forget to grab our tactic deck. So let me go ahead and draw 4. This is for the orange team, and looks like they got stick to the plan. They got snake bite. They got dodge, and they got scram. All right, so that's going to be their hand. And then for the green team, they're going to have ace of diamonds, stick to the plan. They have dodge. And then last but not least is the barrel through. All right, so that we got our hand. Let's go ahead and reveal the next activation. So it's going to be Pavarti, and then for the other side, looks like it's going to be Wild Bill. So Wild Bill has the initiative with initiative 6. So he is going to choose for Pavarti to go since she's only initiative 4. So now we're going to activate Pavarti, and she's going to have energy 5 with movement 5. So energy going to bring it back down to 5, and she is going to move. So we're going to spend the 2. 1, 2. So she'll have 5 for movement, and she's pretty much going to move it all. So let's go ahead and start moving her up. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll go to there. And I don't really have any tactics cards to play in order to help her. So I think that would spend all the way down to 0. So we're just going to go ahead and spend it again. We're going to go ahead and spend 2 more energy. So it's 1, 2. Oops. So she'll have one left. That's going to go back down to 5. We're going to spend it all again. So she's going to go 1, 2, 3. She's just going to kind of hide in there. So we only move 3. So she'll have 1, 2, 3. So I'll have 2 left. But there's really nothing else I could do. Actually, no, she's not going to have 2 left. She's only have 1 left. Because it's 2 to move. So it's 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, she's only have 1 left. So she won't be able to even shoot because it costs her 2 just so that way she can shoot. And the 1 is for healing and there's nobody that's damaged. So Parvati is going to be done. So now we have Wild Bill. Wild Bill is going to go ahead and activate and he's going to have 5 energy. Move that down. He's going to spend 2, 1, 2 to go ahead and get his movement. And he only has 4 movement. So let's start moving up. 1, 2, 3, 4. And right here he can take a shot, but I think we're going to play a card because since this is kind of blocking his area, I don't think he's going to have full line of sight to her. Well, I'm going to go ahead and play Barrel Through, which displaces the target. And we're going to go ahead and displace Wild Bill. He's just going to move up. And now he's going to take a shot. All right, so Wild Bill is pretty dirty. He's got a 1 red, 2 orange, and he has an auto hit. If I get 3 exclamations, he's going to be able to shoot again to a different target. Luckily, nobody else is in range, so if he does get it, I'll have to check to see if he can shoot the same target. But he's got 1 red, he's got 2 orange, and an auto hit. Now for Parvati, she is going to have, using her shield, she's going to have a green and a blue. So we'll just go ahead and roll them all together. And let's see what we got here. So, whoa, it's a lot of hits there. So the 2 orange, this is all Wild Bill's, and this is Parvati's. Looks like she got 2 shields. She got a crit. And, ooh, he almost got that extra crit. All right, so let's see. 4 hits. He does have a shield, so maybe we'll take a look. Since it's his turn, he can choose to activate his switches first before Parvati does, unless he chooses Parvati to activate her switches first. But I think for this time, let's see, draw 1 tactics. He can't do that. When an enemy declares an attack against you, you may switch your shields value for, oh, okay, so he shoots back. All right, so we don't want that, but he can do this. Once per combat roll, during the switches step, you may discard a tactic to add a hit to your roll. So he could actually discard a card to get an additional hit. So since his switch doesn't go off, she receives a +1 on that exclamation. All right, so she can actually do that switch if she wants, which gives her +2 to her initiative. So all these tactic cards are really good. So I'm gonna go ahead and choose to do Wild Bill's abilities first. So that means that his switch will go off and his abilities will go off. So let's see, we're gonna go ahead and do Stick to the Plan. Actually, we're gonna discard this tactic so that we can add an additional damage, and that's during the switch step. So he's going to choose to do that since it's during the switch step, and he's going to activate him going first. So that means that he's going to add an additional hit. So we'll just use an orange just to represent that. So it's going to be 2, 4, 5 going through. And now Parvati is going to activate her switch, which is going to give her +2 to her initiative. And I should have +2, which is just going to be this token here. I'm just going to put that on her card. She put +2. And now we're going to resolve the damage. So it was 5 hits, 2, 4, 5, 3 shields. So she's going to take 2 points of damage. Okay, so that's going to be pretty much it. Parvati's hanging on by a thread. She has 1 wound left. Wild Bill is pretty dirty. So after his movement, which cost him 2 energy, and then he shot, which cost him another 3 energy. He's out of energy, so that's going to be the end of Wild Bill's turn. So my bad, I just caught this. Bavardi goes down. Wild Bill does have that additional damage that I did not add. So he actually did 6 damage on his turn with 3 going through, and Bavardi only has 3 wounds. So she is taken out of action. Alright, so that means Bavardi's going to go to the infirmary, and green is going to get 1 frag token, and they get to draw a tactics card, which will be block. All right, so now let's go to the next activation. So we have Maximus go with a 4, and then it is Miyamoto. So since Miyamoto has the higher initiative, I think we're going to go ahead and allow Maximus to activate first. So Maximus is going to go ahead and get his 5 energy, and he is definitely just going to spend it to move. So spend 2 there. He's going to have a movement only of 3. So we know that's going to go pretty quick. So he's just going to move 3. 1, 2, 3. And he really can't do much of anything. He's kind of stuck in there. Maximus is just going to spend another 2 points. He's just going to move up. Doesn't have much of a choice. And he really can't attack either because it costs 3. So I guess he's just going to move to there. And his turn's going to be over. Miyamoto's going to go ahead and activate, and he's going to spend his 2 energy to go ahead and just bum rush Maximus, since he's the new cannon fodder there. So 1, 2, 3, he's just going to get put in the middle, and he is going to go ahead and strike. So he's got a red, an orange, and a blue, and we're going to go ahead and spend one of our tactics, Ace of Diamonds, to give him another orange and another yellow. All right, so orange and yellow, that's from the tactics card. And then he's going to have the red, orange, and blue. Red, orange, and blue. All right. So this is all his. Got a miss on that one. And then Maximus has a defense, has an auto shield, and he's going to have a red, blue, and a green. And actually, he is going to spend a tactics card. He's going to go ahead and dodge and add himself another blue. So we'll be rolling 2 blues and a green. It's not too bad. Oh, we got a crit block, which is good, because crit blocks actually cancel 1 whole die of your choice. Now, since it is Miyamoto's first activation, so he gets to choose. He gets to choose if he wants to activate his switches first. So we'll decide on that here in a sec. So Miyamoto is going to go ahead and do his switch first. So his switch is he can forfeit his shields and make them into hits. So he's going to go ahead and forfeit that shield. So that's going to be 2 hits there with the exclamation. So one of his abilities that is active is he can actually spend a shield and 2 exclamations to go ahead and strike again. So knowing that he has that crit block, more than likely this is the die that Maximus would cancel out, just so that he wouldn't strike again, but he would cancel out either way because he wouldn't want to take the 2 damage from there either. So with Miyamoto picking this as a for his switch, so that means that there would be 2 hits there. So Maximus would cancel out this die because of the crit block. So that means that it's going to be 3 damage with 2 shields. And actually Maximus has where he can give him the taunt, but if he does that, then that means he's taking 2 damage instead. And taunt, let me see what taunt does. Okay, so taunt, what that means is that Miyamoto would have to strike him again. Pretty much makes him the target. So I guess we'll go ahead and do that. We'll go ahead and spend that so that we can taunt Miyamoto, but that means he's only going to have 1 shield. So that means that 2 damage is going to go through, but Miyamoto is going to take 1 point of damage because Maximus did get 1 point of damage to him. So 1 point to Miyamoto and then 2 points to Maximus. So Miyamoto does have an active ability in which whatever damage he causes, that's how many times he can displace himself. So since he did 2 damage, he can actually displace himself twice if he wanted to. And I think for this instance, since we still have Major Luna back there, I think he's just going to displace himself once. And he'll put himself right back here, just to kind of be out of Maximus range. And at the same, well, you know what, I'll just see, she's gonna have line of sight there. Actually, I think he'll just stay there. Yeah, he's fine there. I'm not gonna move him. All right, so here we go. So final activation for the round is gonna be Major Luna. And of course, Gata is gonna be the other character. And since Gata is super fast, she is gonna go ahead and activate first. And she's just gonna move. She's gonna go ahead and spend. She's got 5 energy. She's gonna spend 2 to go ahead and do her movement. And she's gonna move into 5, which is already down there, but I'm gonna go ahead and spend all that. And Gata actually can spend 1 movement to pretty much just jump over these. So she's pretty speedy. So she would do 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 5 to there. And there's only 1 person in the zone. I kind of want to go ahead and score that. So we'll go ahead and just spend another point. And she's just going to be kind of hiding right back here. Oh, you know what? She'll go to here. And she's going to go ahead and daze. She's going to go ahead and spend, I think it's a 1. And it's, let's see, what is it? It's meta, stupid camera. There we go. It's a misdirection. So if she gets a hit, she can dazzle the target. So she needs an orange and a yellow. So we're gonna go ahead and try and do that on Maximus. So she spent 4 points to move twice, and then 1 point for that misdirect. So once again, my bad. You do want to always pay attention to your cards. I forgot Maximus has an auto block, so that means he only took 1 point of damage, not 2 from Miyamoto's attack. All right, so here we go. So since this isn't an attack, that means Maximus doesn't roll anything. And if well, she did, she got it. She got the hit that she needed. So that means Maximus is now dazed, and now that also means I think she does have a switch. Actually, no, it's 2 exclamations. She only got 1, so no switch for Gata, but she does manage to daze Maximus. So now we have Major Luna, and she's got 5 energy. Yes, she does. So she's going to go down to 5, and she only moves 4, so I don't think she's going to be able to get in there to contest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. She could, but she could also maybe try and take out one of these characters. And I think that's what I'm going to try and do. I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 to move. 1, 2. She's going to movement 4. So she's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4 to there. And I think she has a range of 2 to 6 with her sniper rifle. So she should have range to Wild Bill there. My bad, it's a 3 to 8. So yeah, she definitely has range there. Actually, she could have probably been back here to kind of stay back and still have a free line of sight right there. She's going to go ahead and shoot and do the called shot ability, which is her damage dealing weapon. And she rolls a red and an orange. And then she has an automatic hit. So just so that way I won't forget that, I'm going to put one of these dice with an auto hit already there. So that way I won't forget. And then she's going to roll her red and she's going to roll an orange. Now, actually, I'm going to go ahead and play this, which is Snake Bite. It's going to add another hit, and it's going to add another orange dice. So let's go ahead. I'm just going to put another hit up there if I can find another die here. That doesn't have any abilities, but it looks like it does. All right, never mind. All right, so I'm going to make sure that I don't forget that. Oh, and I need to add another orange. And Wild Bill, it looks like he's going to be defending. He doesn't have the range on it, but I'll look at his card here in a second. Let me see what she rolls. Oh, she did pretty good. So she got 3 hits. So right now we're looking at 2, 3, 4, 5 with the card, which is a snake bite. Add an additional damage if the target is dazzled or immobilized, which neither one of those. That red one that blows. That was a really good one to roll, but she didn't hit anything. All right, let's see what Wild Bill has. All right, so Wild Bill is going to go ahead and do his ability, his active ability, which is Gunfighter, and rather than rolling a green and a blue, he's going to roll a red and an orange, and it is a 2 to 6, so she should have enough range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, he's got plenty of range. But then I'm going to play another tactics card, and we're going to add 2 blue to that. So it's going to be, well, we know that red didn't do nothing. A red and an orange. Don't forget she's got 5 hits. Yeah, she's got 5. Red and an orange, and then 2 blues. Let's see what Wild Bill can do. Not very good either. That red die is not helping me at all today. Actually, you got 2 hits back. Let me take a look at the switches for Major Luna. She has exclamations, which actually she has 2 exclamations. Nullify a shield from your opponent. Oh, nice. Okay. All right, so that means that's going to be nullified. So he's only going to block 1, but he is going to do 2 points of damage to Luna, blocking only 1 over here. And she had 5. She had 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 for the card, and then 1 because she actually has 1 built in. So that means Wild Bill is going to take 4 points of damage. Luna is going to take 1. So, wow, that was awesome. So, actually what happened was she did 5 points of damage. She only blocked 1. He took 4 points. Wild Bill only has 4 health. So, down goes Wild Bill, but he did manage to at least do 2 points or 1 point of damage to Major Luna. She did have that shield. So, Wild Bill goes to the infirmary, and now it's Orange that is going to gain a focus for their tactic, and then they're gonna go ahead and get a frag token as well. So that is the end of the round. So now we're gonna go ahead and go to scoring. So we have Green having 2 players in the zone, with Orange only having 1. So that means that they actually take the zone. They score 2 points for having more guys than Orange. If it was just them by themselves, they would score 3. And if it was just 1 and 1, each player would score 1 point each. So these are your scoring tokens that you would give yourself once you've scored for the zone. So now, since we scored, or Green scored in this phase, that means that Orange is still the underdog because they're losing, and they get to choose which zone is going to be the scoring zone or active zone. But they have to choose one that doesn't have anybody inside it, which right now, any of these is fair game. So for the second round, we're going to go ahead and grab our cards. We're going to put them in order of activation, and then we'll choose the, Orange will choose which one will be the active scoring zone. Okay, so after the action phase, we go to the objective phase, which is where we're going to spawn the next scoring point, which is going to be number 4, since Orange has quite a bit of people close to it, so that gives them a chance to get into the scoring zone quickly. Now it's going to go to the recovery phase, so anybody that was in the infirmary are going to go to the bench, and when they go to the bench, they're going to suffer minus 2 energy when they activate. So when their cards pop up, you're going to put them in any of the zones except for the scoring zone. Same thing with Wild Bill. He's just going to hit over here. So now we're going to draw a card each for each player, and the person who scored at least a point are going to draw an extra card. So Orange gets take aim, and since Green scored, they will get Ace of Hearts, and they were going to grab 1 more because they did score. And with that done, now we're going to go to the activations. So let's see, we have Maximus going for Orange. And on the green team, we have Minamoto. That's who it is. Minamoto. All right. So since Minamoto is a 6, he's a much faster than Maximus. So it's going to be up to Green's decision to go first. And you know what? I think they're going to try and maybe take down Maximus. So he is a red, orange, and a blue. Oh, let me go over here. So he's going to have 5 action points. He's not spending anything in movement, so he's at 0, but he does have 5 action points. It's going to cost him 3 to use his sword. So he'll be down to 2. So he's going to have a red, orange, and a blue. Red, orange, and a blue. And then Maximus is going to defend. He gets an auto shield, and he has a green and a blue. So I'm going to have to roll these separate. So that is Miyamoto's roll, and then blue, and then orange for Maximus. He's going to have 1 shield, and he's going to hit back. He's going to have 2 hits. All right, so Miyamoto does have a chance here to strike again if he wanted to. He does have the shield and 2 exclamations, so he can actually activate his ability. Now, if he does so, he's going to be taking 2 points of damage, however, and it looks like Maximus would be taking 1 because he does have a shield on his die, and he does have an extra shield that's on his actual stat. And he didn't get any other triggers. So you know what? We're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to go ahead and do the extra attack. So that means that Maximus is going to take a point of damage, and Miyamoto is actually going to take 2 points of damage. Actually, we're going to not do that. We're going to go ahead and keep the shield. We're not going to activate it. So what we're going to do is we're going to at least block 1 point, and Miyamoto's going to take 1 point of damage, and Maximus is going to take 1 point as well because he does have the built-in shield. Now, when he does do damage, though, Miyamoto can displace himself, and that's what he wants to do. He wants to get out of Maximus's range, so that way he can kind of make a run for that. So yeah, we'll do that because this guy's kind of a tank. He does have 7 health. I don't know if Miyamoto can actually take him down, so he's going to make a run for it. All right, so he ended up displacing himself there. So now he's going to spend his final 2 points to go ahead and get his 5 points of movement because he is a pretty speedy guy, and he's just going to make a run for it. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh wait, I can't go through her zone. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's going to go to there. Didn't quite make it, but at least he's out of this guy's attack range. Doesn't want to be anywhere near him. Maximus is going to go ahead and go. He's just going to try and smack Gada and see if he can't do some damage on her. She only has 2 wounds, but she is kind of hard to hit. But let's see if we can't do some damage here. He got a good solid hit there. He got 3 hits. And Gada is blocking with a black and a blue. Get a black there. And she rolls nothing. Oh my gosh. Do we have any cards? Well, I'm supposed to play the cards before I roll, so that's my bad. Gada is gonna go down. She took 3 damage. Ouch. All right, so Gada goes down. She's gonna go to the infirmary. So she goes there, and now that means Orange is gonna get a Fortune Favors a Badass. All right, so that costs 3 points for Maximus, so that means he's still gonna have 2 left. So he's just gonna spend the last 2. He's gonna move. He's not very fast, so he's just gonna move 3. 1, 2, and he's gonna get all up on Miyamoto's business there, and he is done. Okay, so that's the end of that round. So now let's flip the next cards, and let's see who's gonna activate next. Looks like it's gonna be Pavardi, who is a 4, and then green. And looks like it's gonna be Cue Ball, and he is also a 4, but because orange is the underdog, I think we're gonna go ahead and let Cue Ball go first because she's gonna spawn in. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. All right, so Cue Ball's just gonna activate. He's gonna spend 2 to move. So he'll spend 2 of his points here, go to there. And he's gonna have only 4 points. So he's gonna spend all 4 to go ahead and start running. There's nobody next to him, so he's all kind of by himself. 1, 2, 3, 4. So his attack is from 1 to 3, so he can definitely strike. He's gonna have an orange and a blue, and it's gonna cost him 2. That's gonna be, he'll have 1 left. And let's go ahead and strike. Here we go. He's gonna try and strike Hexer. And she, let's see, it's a blue and an orange. Hexer's defense is a blue and a yellow, so we're gonna have to roll that separate. And actually, do I want to add anything to try and just take her down? Do I have any good cards here? Actually, I do not. All right. So he's gonna give 1 point of damage out. And we're gonna go ahead, let's see, I don't really have anything. I'll just go ahead and use Hexers of defenses. Let's see. I was hoping to have a card, but I don't think I really have anything that I want to waste right now. And she got an exclamation and a hit herself. All right, so Cue Ball is gonna activate his abilities first. So I think what we're gonna do is he does have his special, which he can displace himself. And then he also has on the attack, he can display the target. And so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and disrupt this to kind of maybe keep her away from displacing Maximus. So we're gonna use one of these, which is the shield and the exclamation point, and he's gonna displace himself to here. And then we're gonna go ahead and use the exclamation to displace her to here to kind of throw her off balance there, kind of get her away. Gonna keep her to the sideline there. All right, so now we're gonna do our damage. Cue Ball's not gonna take any because he's got plenty of shields. However, Hexer is gonna take 1 point of damage. She has no shields. So why not? Let's go ahead and spend Mitsu 00. Mitsu 00. It's gonna give me a 1 extra action point. Play during a character's activation. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. It's gonna give him an extra point. It's gonna have 2. And since his attack costs 2, we're gonna go ahead and strike again. So he's gonna be an orange and a blue. He's gonna smack Hexer once again. If we can get another good roll, get a lucky roll, maybe we can take her down. And well, it's not gonna take her out, but at least he does have the ability to displace again. And Hexer's got a blue and an orange, or yellow, I'm sorry. And this time Hexer, actually she strikes back, but it's not gonna really matter because he's gonna be able to block it. But he's gonna go ahead and displace her once again. So his ability will go off first. So actually, I'm not gonna displace myself. I think I'll displace her. So that means that her ability would go first. So that means that Cue Ball switch is not gonna go off first. It would be Hexer, but Hexer doesn't have anything to do a switch. So it's just gonna go straight to the damage roll. So Cue Ball would resolve his first. So he's gonna do his point of damage. Or actually, no, he's not, because she did get a block. So no damage, but he is gonna do the ability from the damage itself, which is an exclamation. I can displace the target. So I'm just gonna displace her this way. And then she doesn't have anything, unfortunately, because the damage that she did do was blocked by Cue Ball. And actually that's gonna be Cue Ball's turn. So Pavardi's gonna activate over here. And she has 2 less energy, so that means she's only gonna have 3 for the turn because she was on the bench. So she's gonna spend 2 to go ahead and move. She's got a movement of 5. So she'll just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not really quite making it. And actually, I'm going to play Stick to the Plan. So, search your deck for a tactic and put it into your hand. Shuffle your deck. Each player draws one tactic. It's actually not a great card to play because we don't want our enemy to draw a tactic themselves, but I'm going to see if I can't find something to maybe displace her so that she can get into the zone and get to the scoring zone. So unfortunately, we didn't have anything that did that. So all we got is Catch Your Breath, which is going to give me the ability to draw 2 tactic cards. So unfortunately, I can't play this now because it's at the beginning of a character's activation. All right, so she's only going to have 1 energy left. So she really can't do much of anything, to be honest. Let's see. She can heal the target, but no one's taken any damage. Well, she's not close to anybody to try and heal. Actually, Luna is, it's up to 5 spaces. She might be able to heal Luna. 1, 2, 3. Actually, she can. Not Luna. Yeah, Major Luna. So she's gonna go ahead and spend that last energy. She's gonna try and heal. It's just an orange. So all I need is 1 success to heal her, at least for 1 point. She got nothing. Okay, so that's gonna be the end of that turn. So now we're gonna go ahead and flip our cards one more time. And looks like it's going to be Hexer. And it's going to be Gata, but Gata is KO'd, so we're just going to skip her, unfortunately. So it's going to go to Pavardi, who's a 4, so 5, I'm sorry, not Pavardi. Hexer, my bad. So Hexer is going to activate, and she's going to have 5 energy. So now, well, she's kind of in a little bit of a pickle here because she can't get through there. If she could make it to that side, she could actually displace Pavardi into the zone. Now, the only thing I can think of is maybe possibly trying to displace Mr. Cue Ball there. So she's going to go ahead and spend that 1 point. So she's going to go to 5 energy. She's going to spend 1 to go ahead and try and do a displace. Let's hope we get a good roll here. And she got a pretty decent one here. Let's see. So she got the hit, which is what she needed for it to go off. So now she's going to go ahead and displace the target, but she can also use those exclamation and shields to displace herself, which is good. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do, actually her displacement goes first because it's the switches that go off. So she's going to go 1 to there, 2 to there, and then for her ability, she's gonna go ahead and displace Cue Ball, and she's just gonna push him back, kind of get him away from there. All right, so now what she has to do is she has to move because it's only, let's see, 1 to 4. So I need to get close enough there. So I'm gonna spend 2 of my energy, 1, 2, and have her go to 5, and she's just gonna start moving. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She's gonna get into the zone, and then she's gonna have 2 chances at this. She's gonna have 2 energy left. So the first one she's gonna go ahead and spend. She's gonna go ahead and do her Vade Retro. She's gonna try and displace Luna, or not Luna, Pavardi. She needs a hit. She got it. And exclamation. She didn't get any shield, so that kind of sucks, but that's okay. She's in the zone, and now she's going to be able to displace Pavardi. So she's going to move her to there. And actually, why not? I mean, might as well. She has 1 energy left. She's going to try and displace one more time. She's too far for Gotcha. It's 3 spaces away. But there's really nobody else there that she can attack. All right, let's go ahead and do this. She got a lot of exclamations, and that doesn't really help me at all. All right, so that's pretty much it for Hexer, but she did the job. She did what she had to do. She got into the zone, she displaced Cue Ball, and she displaced Pavardi into the zone. So with Gata being out of the board, that means we're just going to go ahead and go straight to the next activation, which should be Major Luna, and then we also have our famous gunfighter, Mr. Wild Bill. So Wild Bill is a 6, Luna is a 5. Now there's really no way to stop Orange from scoring 2 points here because I only have the 1 guy. Actually, we could probably blast. Why not? Let's do that. We're gonna try and blast, but it's gonna be -2 to my energy. So he's gonna spawn here. And then he's only gonna have 3 energy because he was on the bench. So now he's gonna go ahead. Actually, he won't even be able to attack because it's gonna cost 3 just to shoot. Yeah. Oh, actually, he can just shoot here if he wanted to. She's gonna have cover, and he's gonna go ahead and spend the 3, and he's gonna take a shot at Major Luna, and looks like he's gonna be a red, 2 orange, and an auto hit. Okay, so since she is in cover, that means she's gonna add a black die to her defense. So let's go ahead and roll the 3 for Wild Bill. And does he want to add anything for cards? Let's see. Nah, that's a dodge. We're gonna save that. All right, here we go. So he got 2 already right there, and then Luna is gonna roll her defenses, which is a green, blue, and then she's gonna add a black because she's in the cover. She can actually choose to remove a black. Nah, I don't think we're gonna do that. All right. Or maybe she should have because she rolled terribly. So she got 1 shield. Maybe we have something to play here. Yes, we're gonna go ahead and roll this. Fortune favors the bold, or the badass. Reroll 1 of your dice, and that's before any crit shields and switches go on. So we're gonna go ahead and reroll the black and see if we can't get ourselves a shield. Or, you know what, I think I'm gonna do the blue instead. Yeah, we'll reroll the blue. I think it has a better chance. Oh, there we go. Perfect. So she's gonna have 3 shields in her exclamation. Well, unfortunately, Wild Bill is 1 short of an exclamation to do his twin pistol shot at another target. So he's only gonna have the 2 shots there that are gonna go through. He has an auto one, which is a 3. I could discard a card, but it's not enough to take out Major Luna, and I don't know if I really want to discard a card. Yeah, I don't think I want to. I think I'll just hold on to it. And he doesn't have any other switches. Major Luna doesn't have any switches. She's also short 1 exclamation as well. So I'm just gonna say it's gonna be a standoff, and nobody got hit. So I think that's gonna be it for Wild Bill. All right, so Major Luna's gonna gain her 5 energies for her activation, and she's gonna spend 2, and she's gonna go ahead and start moving. She's gonna move in a 4. So we're gonna try and go this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then she's gonna take a shot right there at Miyamoto because he's actually wounded. He has 3 health left. Let's see if we can't take him down and get another frag token here. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and do her ability, or not her ability, but her shot. So she has an auto hit. She's gonna get a red and an orange. And we're gonna go ahead and focus. Actually, we're gonna do take aim. We're gonna do take aim. It's gonna give us another yellow, or actually it's an orange, my bad. So it's an orange. So we're gonna add a hit to this. And oh, she got a critical hit, a hit, and then a shield. Not the greatest roll, unfortunately, but I guess we'll have to make do. And then she's gonna have a built-in hit already because of the attack. Now Miyamoto is gonna have, he's got a green and a blue. So green and a blue, let's see what he can defend. And actually, you know what? He's gonna go ahead and spend his card. He's gonna try and dodge out of blue and see if we can't block this damage. We don't want him to go down. And no, he did pretty good. All right, so he's a little too far, so I don't think the hits are gonna be able to hit her, unfortunately. because he doesn't have a weapon to strike, but he does have 2 shields, so he's gonna block. He'll block this one, and he'll block the built-in, but I don't think he can block the critical. The critical is gonna go through, so he's gonna take 1 point of damage. Oh, whoops! Even she has a shield, so she would actually be able to block it either way. So that is it for Major Luna. She is done. That's gonna go away. That should have gone away. Whoops. All right, so that's gonna be it for this turn 2. So now we're gonna go to the scoring. So nobody is in there, so I believe they scored 3 points because no one is in there contesting in the zone. So yep, they scored 3 points for being the only players in the zone. So that means they're gonna actually be ahead now. So that means that green is gonna become the underdog because now they are losing. So now they're gonna be able to choose the zone, which there's nobody in. So there's green in this, and then there's orange in that. So that means it's gonna have to be one of these other zones. Actually, it could even be this zone because there's nobody in there. So now orange should have drawn a card because they did score, so they're gonna get a focus. And now we're gonna go ahead and move our injured or infirmary characters into the bench. We're both gonna be drawing a card. So they draw, looks like it's Nano Cloud, Nandid Cloud, whatever. Yeah, Nandid. Oh, Nanoid Cloud. And then they'll draw one more because they did score. They were the ones that scored, so they get a block. And then Team Green is gonna draw a take aim. But since it didn't score, they don't draw another one. So now we're just gonna go ahead and redo our initiative cards, and then we'll be ready for turn 3. 3-2 in favor of orange. Go ahead and activate our first initiative cards. Looks like it's gonna be Maximus, initiative 4, and it's gonna be Cue Ball, initiative 4. But since green is actually the underdog, they're gonna go first. And they're just gonna go ahead and run over here. They chose number 2 as the scoring zone. So he's gonna go ahead and activate. He gets 5 energy. So we're gonna move the 5, we're gonna spend 2, 1, 2. And he's gonna move his 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And he's just gonna go ahead and activate again. He's just gonna go ahead and spend it again. And he's gonna move one more time. 1, 2, 3, just gonna back himself up into a corner here and make sure that he gets that scoring zone. Maximus is just gonna go ahead and go, and he's gonna strike at Mr. Miyamoto. So we've got looks like a red, a blue, and a black. And does he's gonna strike again. Let's see. We're gonna focus, and we're gonna go ahead and add a yellow. I mean, we got all these cards, let's put them to use. Here we go. And well, he got a crit, not too bad. And Miyamoto is gonna go ahead and do, he's got a green and a blue. Blue, green. Oh no, he got nothing. Well, that's not good. So we're gonna go ahead and do the switch, which doesn't really matter at this point because Miyamoto only has 2 health. He's got no blocks, and Maximus would just taunt the character who he's in combat with. He's gonna do 2 points of damage. Miyamoto is gonna be taken down, unfortunately. So Miyamoto goes to the infirmary. Orange is gonna get another frag, and they're gonna draw a card for taking down a player. So it looks like they're gonna get take aim. And actually, Maximus still has energy, so he's gonna go ahead and move. He spent 3, so he's gonna have 2 left. And I think we're just gonna try to get out of that area and maybe just move this way. So we're gonna spend the last 2 to get 3 points of movement. So he's just gonna move this way. 1, 2, 3, and he'll be in this zone. Actually, you know what? He'll go to here, because if they take the zone, they might be able to jump onto that one. So he doesn't want to get in there, so that way they can maybe choose that as the scoring zone. All right, so that is the end of that activation. So then let's activate the next two contestants here. So it looks like it's going to be Pavardi at 4, and we have Gada. She's coming back into the field. All right, so Gada's a 7. So I think we'll go ahead and let Pavardi go first. Let's see what she does, since we have green with the underdog token. So Pavardi's going to activate. She's going to get her 5 energy. So she's going to go to 5 here. And now she is going to try and heal some guys here, because it looks like a lot of our guys are really damaged. So she's going to spend 2 to move. So she'll have her 5, but we know we're going to spend it all. So she's just going to move on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see if she moves there. I think she might have 1, 2, 3, 4. I think she might be in range to do her healing there. Yeah, it's 0 to 5. Okay, so she's gonna go ahead and spend another energy to try and heal Major Luna. So it looks like it's gonna be 1 orange. So I need to get a hit here so I can get a success. And she got it. So that means Luna's gonna heal 1. And we can actually still do it some more. We have 2 energy left. So we're gonna go ahead and do it one more time. We're gonna try and heal Maximus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, I can do it with Hexer, but I think I need line of sight, and I don't have any line of sight there. She's blocked by that black big old pillar. All right, so let's try and heal Maximus. And no, she does not. So now she's gonna spend her last energy to try and do that ability again. And yes, she got it. So Maximus is going to heal at least 1 point of damage. So he's only going to have 1 left. So Pavardi is done. So now it's just going to be Gada. And Gada's just going to go ahead and she's going to put herself in 1 over here. And she's just going to move. Try and get that extra 3 points because nobody's there. So she's going to go ahead and spend. She's going to get her 5 energy. Actually, her 3 energy because she was on the bench. So she's -2 to her energy. So she's going to spend 2 to move. She's going to have 1 left. So she's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And she's going to be on top of there. We'll just put the token there. She's going to be in the zone. And she is going to be done. All right. So now it's going to go to the next activation. So it looks like it's going to be Hexer. She's a 5. And it's going to be Wild Bill. It's a 6. We are going to go ahead and go with Wild Bill. And I think he's just going to get into... Maybe we can take down Hexer. Hexer's got 1. She's got 2 wounds left. I mean, either Hexer or Pavardi, they're both pretty juicy. But since Hexer is a little more beat up, we're going to go after her. So we're going to spend 2. He's going to hit his 5 energy. We're going to spend 2. He's going to go to his 4 movement. He's going to go ahead and move out of there. 1, 2, 3, 4, and he's going to go to there, and he's going to have free shot there. So he's going to spend his red and 2 orange, and you know what? We're going to go ahead and take aim, get another orange, and he gets an auto hit there. So 2 orange and a red. So now let's see what we got here. Get a good roll. And not the greatest, but he did get 2, so he's going to have 3 hits and 2 shields. So he's, well, he can actually, no, actually he needs 2 shields. Oh, he did get 2 shields. So he can do the 2 shields to draw a tactic. So I think we're going to go ahead and do that. But let's see what Pavardi rolls first. She's got a green and a blue. So she's got 2 shields. And she's got an exclamation. So with the exclamation, she's going to be able to get the +2 to her her initiative. So that means that she'll be able to get a little faster for the next round. So we're going to go ahead and do switches, and we're just going to go ahead and do Wild Bill switch. He's going to spend those 2 shields. He's going to draw a tactics card, and he's going to draw focus. We need that because we don't have a whole lot of tactics on green right now. And then it's going to be Pavardi's switch, and she is just going to go ahead and use that exclamation to go ahead and give herself her +2 to her initiative. We'll go ahead and grab that token as well, which is right here, +2. And we'll just put it on her card, showing that she's going to be +2. It'll flip at the end of the turn, so she'll at least be at a +1 to her initiative. All right. So now we're going to resolve damage. So it's going to be 2, 3 because of the built-in damage for Wild Bill, and Pavardi is going to block 2, or Hexer is going to block 2. Oh, whoops, I'm doing the wrong person. He's shooting Hexer, not Pavardi. Pavardi is, yeah, I rolled the wrong one. All right, here we go. So let's redo that. And it's a blue and a yellow because Hexer is the one that's blocking. Looks like it's the same exact result, but actually she's gonna have to use, she doesn't want to do the switch because she can't get out of his line of sight, and Wild Bill shoots 2 to 6, so yeah, he's got the range. All right, so she's not gonna do the switch. Nothing really changes. Only thing that's gonna change is Wild Bill's gonna be able to, actually Wild Bill can discard a card to do an extra point of damage. So he could get her right here. Yes, we're gonna go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and do switches. Spending the 2, he drew his tactic card. And Hexer's not gonna do her switch, but now we're gonna go ahead and resolve damage. So it's gonna be 2, 3 because of his built-in, but now he's gonna discard a card. We'll keep the focus, we'll get rid of this. Actually, no, we're gonna get rid of the focus because that one allows us to go grab whatever card in the discard. So we'll get rid of the focus. That's gonna do an auto damage, which is actually right here. Dead man's hand, once per combat during the switches. Oh, it's actually during the switches step. You may discard a tactic to add a damage. So during the switches step, I would have done that. So that means he would have done 4 damage. She only blocked 2, she's gonna take 2, so Hexer is gonna go down. All right, so we're gonna give a frag to green. And they're gonna draw another tactics card, and they're gonna get, hey, another focus. We just discarded that. And I believe that is gonna be it for Wild Bill because he spent 2 to move, and then he shot for another 3, and that's gonna be all his energy. All right, so that's gonna be the end for Wild Bill. So now Hexer is gonna go, but Hexer is gone. So Hexer does not activate, and that's gonna be it for that. So now let's go ahead and do the next characters, which I believe will be Major Luna. And then for the other side, we're looking at Miyamoto, who is actually in the infirmary. So with Miyamoto being knocked out, that means that only orange it can go. So it's just gonna be Major Luna. And she's just gonna go ahead and spend 2 of her energy. That's gonna put her at 3. To go ahead and do her movement, which she has a movement of 4. So 4 goes to there. And she's just gonna, I think we're just gonna go ahead and aim. We really can't make it over here. So we're gonna go after Wild Bill. 1, 2, 3, 4. That would put him out in the, oh, actually he's just gonna go to here. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I believe that is just in range. So it is 3 to 8. So yes, she's definitely in range. So she is just gonna go ahead and shoot and try and do some damage to Wild Bill. So we're gonna go ahead and spin a take aim. It's gonna give me an orange. So she is going to be a red orange with an auto hit. Red orange and an extra orange because of the card. Here we go. Could have been better, but oh well, what can we do? And then Wild Bill, he is a blue and a green. So he got a crit shield. All right, so let's go to triggers. And Major Luna has 2 exclamation, which she has no exclamations, so that means that she's not going to be able to take advantage of that. So Wild Bill doesn't have any abilities that he wants to activate. So actually it's just going to go to triggers. There's no triggers, so it's just going to go straight to damage. So with the crit block, we're just going to block that whole die there. So that means it's just going to be 1 damage going through, but there is a shield there that he's going to be able to block. Now he does do 1 damage back, but she does have a shield to block that damage, so it's pretty much just going to offset. So it took pretty much all her energy to shoot because it cost her 3, so that's pretty much going to be it. So we're just going to go straight to the scoring zone, and that means that it's going to be green scoring 3 because nobody is there to contest. So that's going to put them at 5. They are 3 away from winning the game, so it's going to be 3-5, and that means orange is going to be the new underdog. And now, since they did score, they're going to go ahead and grab a card. And it looks like it's Suchido. So they're going to score there. And then we're going to go to resting these guys. They're going to go to the bench. So it'll be Hexer and Miyamoto going to the bench there. They'll be at -2 to their energy. We did their scoring. Now we're going to go to turn 4. And it's going to be orange that's going to have to choose the zone. And actually, I think what we're going to do is we're going to choose, we're pretty close to this zone here. So we're going to choose this one here. We have quite a few people there. So that's going to be the active zone there. Then we're going to go ahead and draw our cards. So we're drawing 1 since the beginning of a new round. Looks like it's Ragdoll. And now green is going to score 1. They're going to score, they're going to draw 1, go all out. And since they're the ones that scored, they're going to draw 1 more. So they're going to go dodge. Okay. And now we're just going to go ahead and do our initiative cards and go through for the first turn. So here we go. For orange, looks like it's going to be Major Luna. And for green team, looks like it's going to be Cue Ball. So Major Luna's a 5, Cue Ball's a 4. Orange has the underdog to choose who they want to act. Well, actually, they won the initiative. They don't need the underdog, but they won the initiative. So they're going to go ahead and choose Cue Ball to go first. So green is going to activate first. So Cue Ball is going to gain their 5 energy, and they're just going to move. He's going to spend 2, and he's going to have a total of 4 movement. So he's going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. And then he's going to try and help Gada by trying to see if he can do his ability. His Be Water dude. And that's going to be an orange and a green within 1 to 2 spaces. And we just need to have a successful hit here in order for the displacement to happen. And he does not get it, but he does get the trigger for himself. So he's going to displace himself once. So he's just going to move himself up to here. And actually he can do it again because it actually no. It costs 3, so he can only do it the 1 time. And he spent 2 to move and then the other 3 for the ability. And that's going to be it. Cue Ball is done. Major Luna's just going to go ahead and spend 2 of her power so she can move. And she's just going to move up to here. 1, 2, 3, get in the zone. And she's going to blast again at Wild Bill. And we're going to go ahead and spin a focus to add a yellow. So it's going to be an orange, yellow, and a red with the auto damage going in. Using her rifle one more time. And she got a lot of triggers here. Let's see. And then Wild Bill has a defense of blue-green. And does he want to play anything? Actually, he's going to go ahead and spend a dodge. He's going to spend a dodge to go ahead and add another blue. And not too bad either. He got a hit, 2 shields, and a exclamation trigger, while Major Luna got a lot of stuff. Okay, so she's going to have 4 hits total, and she is able to do her trigger, which is going to be able to nullify a shield. So I think we're going to do that. All right, so Wild Bill is not going to spend any of his triggers because he doesn't want to take all that damage. And right now we're looking at a total of 2, 4, 5 damage, and she can nullify one of his shields. So actually, he's gonna die either way, actually. He only has 4 health. Yeah, so actually, if he wanted to, he could spend those 2. Well, no, actually, he couldn't, because Major Luna could choose to do her triggers first before he can. And that would mean that she would be able to nullify one of the shields. So yeah, actually, he's gonna take 4 points of damage, unfortunately. And then Major Luna does have a shield, so she's going to be able to block. 2, 3, 4, 5, minus the 1. Yeah, 4 damage. So down goes Wild Bill. So they get another frag, and they're going to draw a card for taking out one of the players. And it's no! Cancel the effects of opponent's tactics. Okay, so Major Luna is done because she has moved and then she took her shot. So it's going to spend all her energy. So now we're going to go to the next activation. So who's activating next? Let's take a look here. So look, it's going to be Hexer, who's going to have to spawn in because she's in reserves. And then we're looking at Gata. So Gata chooses to, actually she's going to go ahead and allow Orange to go first. She wants to see where they're going to put Hexer, which is a good question because I'm not too sure where I want to put her either. So she's going to have 3 left. We'll spend 2. We're leaving us with 1, which she's just going to move up 1, 2, 3, and then she's going to go ahead and do a little displacing here. She has 1 energy left, so she's just going to roll her 3 yellow, look for a good activation, and maybe displace Maximus. So she got the ability off, and she can displace herself at least once. So she's just going to move back to here for her trigger first, and then we're going to move Maximus just to 1 there, just to kind of move away. And I believe Hexer is going to be done. So now we're going to go ahead and activate Gata, and she's actually going to make a run for it. So she's going to get her 5 energy, and she's going to spend 2, 1, 2, and she's going to run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then she's going to go ahead and move again. She'll spend another 2, 1, 2, and she's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and she's just going to be in the zone as well. She doesn't really have anything else to do, so she's just going to go ahead and chill out there. She's going to be done, unless we want to spend a point. She can move again, but I don't think we really need to do that. And she's too far away to do her dazzled ability. Yeah, she's just going to chill out there. She's good. Okay, so now we're going to go to the next activation. So now we're looking at Pavardi, and on the other side, and it is Miyamoto who's going to spawn in, and we already know what happened to Wild Bill. So Hexer, or no, Pavardi's a 4. Miyamoto's going to go ahead and allow Pavardi to go first since he has the higher initiative. So Pavardi, wow, we need to get into the zone. Now that Gata's contesting, so we're going to go ahead and she's going to gain her 5 energy, She's going to spend 2 to move. So she's just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She doesn't want to get close to her, but she is going to blast right there at Gata. She is looking at 2 orange and a yellow. And do we have any nice cards to play? I don't think so. I think we're okay. Oh, I probably should have played that. Darn it. Yeah, oh well. I already moved. It's fine. Okay, here we go. So we're looking at not a whole lot of hits, but she did get at least 1 hit. Gata is a black and a blue. So Bavardi, she can receive a +2 to her initiative. That'll make her kind of speed her up. And it's going to cost her 1 exclamation. So she's going to go ahead and, yeah, she'll go ahead and do that. Gata doesn't get any abilities. All right, so it's just really going to offset here because switches are going to go off. So she is going to, Bavardi's going to get +2 to her initiative, so we're just going to put that on her card, showing that she's going to be +2 for initiative. The damage is going to go through, so we have 1 damage there, but it's blocked, and she has a damage, but it's blocked as well. There's 3 shields. All right, so it just kind of offsets and bounces off, and Bavardi is going to be done because it costs 2. She'd only have 1 point left. She could heal if she wanted to, but there's nobody really to heal that's close by. Miyamoto's going to spawn in, so I think he's going to spawn in from this side here. And I guess he's only going to have 3 energy, so he's going to be able to move 1, 2. So he's going to be moving 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He can get to there. So he'll go ahead and go there. And actually, we're going to go ahead and play. Oh, it's at the beginning. Darn it. Okay. He's got 1 energy left. So we're going to go ahead and go all out. It's going to give me an action point. So he's just going to use that to gain 2. So he's going to have 2 points instead of 1. And he's going to spend it again so he can move and just to get into the zone. Contest it. And that's all he's going to be able to do. He's going to be out of energy. So that's going to pretty much end it there because there's nothing else. Oh, actually, we got the other initiative. So no attacking there. So now we're going to go ahead and flip the last card, which is Maximus. On the other side, we know who it is. Wild Bill, who can't do anything because he is out of action. So it's just Maximus. He's going to gain his 5 energy. And actually, what is he going to do? You know what? I think we're going to go pick a fight. So he's going to move. So he's not even going to reach. Maximus is just too damn slow. And I guess he'll just, spend it one more time. He'll have 1 energy left. He's just going to move again. He's just going to try and block up cue ball. And I think he's going to be pretty much it. It's going to be pretty much it for this round. So it's an equal amount of people in there, 2 and 2. So that means both sides are going to score 1 each. So that means we're going to go to, let's see, 2, 3, 4, so 5 for the green team, and then 4 for orange. So my bad, green's gonna have 6, orange is gonna have 5, so they're still the underdog. Both sides scored, so that means that they're each gonna draw 1 card. So we're looking at field analysis for orange, and then we're looking at catch your breath for the green team. So now, because it was tied there, that means that it's going to go to the underdog to choose the scoring zone. And I think I'm gonna go with number 3, further away, and let's see if maybe they can't score that zone. We have Hexer, it's all by herself, but we do have Wild Bill that could easily intercept her. And end of the turn, so we're going to go ahead and draw a card each. So we're looking at Holographic Sight, and then take aim. And I think we draw again because we did each score, so we each draw another card. Fortune favors the badass, and then access denied. Okay, so that's going to be everybody, and we're going to do our initiative cards, and we're going to get ready for the last round. This is it. See who's going to take it home. All right, here we go. So let's go ahead and activate cards. So it's going to be Hexer first with Wild Bill 6, Hexer 5, but we're going to play Field Analysis. Your character has a +3 initiative for this comparison, and that's revealed as soon as we reveal the cards. So that means Hexer is going to be a +3. So she's going to be an 8, and she's going to activate first because we do not want Wild Bill to activate first and blast the heck out of us there. So she's going to go ahead and get her 5 energy. She's going to spend 2, and she's just going to go ahead and move. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She's going to go to there. And she really doesn't have another ability. Everything's too far. So she'll spend just the last 2 energies. She's going to move 1 more time and just kind of get some cover right back there. And she's just going to chill out there. She's done. So now Wild Bill's going to activate, and he has to spawn in one of these areas. So I guess... oh my gosh, this is going to be kind of difficult because even if he gets here, he's not going to have enough to blast. And he's not going to have enough to actually... actually, you know what we're going to do? We're going to go ahead and play a card. We're going to play this. Search your discard pile for a tactic and put it into your hand. All right, so let's do that. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and get a barrel through, which is going to allow us to try and displace ourselves. Might come in handy, but Wild Bill's just going to come in. He's going to put himself here, and he's going to spend 2. He's going to be at 3 energy. He's going to spend 2 to move. He's going to have 1 left. So he only runs 4. He's kind of a slow cat. So 1, 2, 3, 4. He really can't get there. He doesn't have any more energy, and I don't think I have a card to allow me to displace. I'm gonna go ahead and play this. Before I moved him, catch your breath. It's gonna draw 2 cards. Actually, you know what? We're gonna go ahead and stop it though, because I forgot we had the handy dandy no card. Cancel the effects of an opponent's tactic. So sorry, green, you're not getting 2 cards. All right, so since he only has 1 energy left, he really can't do anything else. I think he's gonna be done. Wild Bill is finished for the turn. So now we're gonna go to the next activation. Now we're looking at Major Luna. She's initiative 5. And we have Gata, initiative 7. Gata's just gonna run. She's gonna go ahead and move. So she's gonna gain her 5 energy. She should be able to get in there. We'll find out though. So 1, 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. And then she's going to go ahead and spend it again. 2 more. She's going to have 1 left. So 1, 2, 3. She is in the zone. Okay, so she has 1 left. So I think, well, she's pretty much done. There's really no reason to dazzle her. I think she's good to go. She's going to be finished. Major Luna's way over here. So there's really not much that she can do, unfortunately. She's just a little too far, and Masashi's kind of in the way. Even if she were to get over here, she has no line of sight to Gata. So, and she can't even shoot. So we're gonna go ahead and gain her energy. She's gonna move 2. 1, 2. Well, she's not gonna move 2, she's gonna spend 2. She's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. I forgot she only does 4. 1, 2, 3. And that's actually within range. That's her 3 to 8 range. So she can actually blast Masashi, and he has no cover there. So we're looking at a orange and a red with a built-in hit. And is there anything here? No, there's really nothing else I can do here. Actually, no. Even then, they're just way too far. Okay. She got a critical hit and a hit, and that's in Musashi. Musashi is a green-blue. And he's going to have a hit back and a shield. So, actually, there are no triggers here. So, Musashi is going to take 2. And the Major Luna is going to take 1. So that was a pretty just flat out roll. There wasn't too many triggers there. And actually, Major Luna is done. She has no more energy. And now it's just going to go to the next initiative. Here we go. 2 initiatives left. 2 cards left. Parvati and Mr. Panda Man, Cue Ball. All right, so that is even. So that means it's going to be up to orange to see who wants to activate first. We'll let Cue Ball go first. And actually, this might get green the game, actually. So we're going to go ahead and play this. We're going to go ahead and barrel through, which is going to displace the target. So I'm just going to displace myself to here. And one thing I kept forgetting to mention is anytime you displace, it doesn't trigger any type of reaction, or you don't have to roll a dodge out of a person's, I guess, their zone. So displacing is actually really good to get out of zones, so you don't have to make any type of die rolls. So in this case, Mr. Cue Ball is going to be able to activate now. He's going to have his 5 energy. He's going to spend 2 to go ahead and move. And he does a little barrel of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And actually he can do it again. He's going to have 1 energy left. So 1, 2. And that's going to put him kind of in a free zone there. He doesn't have any more energy, so he won't be able to do anything else. So yeah, Cue Ball is done, and then actually if they can maintain that, they actually won the game. But let's see what Parvati does. Parvati is stuck over there, so she really can't do much of anything, to be honest. So I think she's just gonna go ahead and blast. Oh, actually, she would have been a 5. So Parvati could have gone first. I forgot she did have the +1 to her initiative. But I don't think it really mattered because she's so far away that she really can't get anywhere. Actually, she can't even shoot because she has to be, it's a range 2 to 4. So she is too close. She would have to try and dodge. I guess let's try and do that. We're going to go ahead and try and dodge. So she's going to spend the movement. So she's going to go to 5, but then she's going to spend 2 for the move. So she's going to go down to 5. And she dodges with an orange, while Musashi blocks with a blue and an orange. So she needs an activation. She got 1, but if Musashi gets a single shield, he's going to stop her. And he did it. So nothing happens there. She loses all her points. So she could either do it again or stay there. So I guess I don't think she has much of a choice. She can't really do anything else. So let's go ahead and try and dodge one more time. It is a orange. And close enough. She got, it was a hit, it was that one. All right, so then it's a blue and a green. Or no, it's an orange and a green. So yeah, Musashi likes to keep his prey right close to him, and he blocks it again. So now she's out of energy, so she's pretty much stuck there, and Parvati's movement is done. Okay, so Panda already went, so now this is it. It all boils down to this last activation. And Musashi is faster. He's a 6. Maxima's only a 4, so Musashi is just going to go all out. He's just going to strike. So Musashi is a red, orange, and a blue. Red, orange, and a blue. And actually, I probably could have added some dice here. So we're going to say we're going to add a take aim. And that is a orange. So I'm going to add one more. So it's going to be 3 hits, an exclamation, and then Parvati is a green blue. And does she have anything that she can do to block? Yeah, let's go ahead and do this. Block, she's gonna add 2 more blue. So we'll have to roll this blue twice. All right, so we know she got a hit. So she got 2 hits. So I'm just gonna use one of these other dice, representing that she did get 2 hits. If I can, there we go. It's not an orange, but it's 2 hits. All right, so triggers. So Parvati's got just 1 exclamation, which is going to be able to give her extra time, which doesn't really matter because this is going to be pretty much the last round. And Musashi really just got a shield and exclamation. He can use the shield to do an extra point of damage. Add a damage you roll against the adjacent target. So yeah, sure, why not? Well, actually, no, you know what? Yeah, I don't think it really matters. Musashi hasn't taken any damage. So no, he's fine. Let's see. So it's 3 with no built-in. So Musashi doesn't have anything built in for the damage. And then Parvati, actually she can block everything. So I don't think it really matters. All right, so he's not going to use that to block. So it's just to do an additional damage. So it's going to do 2 damage, which she's going to block with 2. And then he's going to take 1 point of damage because he's going to block 1, but he's going to take 1. All right. And I guess we'll just do that just for giggles, and she's going to be at a +2 to her initiative for next round. So after doing the 3 for the attack, he only has 2 energy left. There's really nothing else he can do. He's not really needing to dodge anywhere, so I think he's pretty much done. So now it's just going to be Maximus. Maximus is really slow, but let's see what he can do. So he's going to get his 5 energy. He's going to spend 2. He's going to move 3. So 1, 2, 3. And then he's going to do it again. He's going to spend 2. Down to 1 energy. 1, 2, 3. He's going to go to there. So now what he's going to play a card. He's going to play Scram. During one of your character's activations, displace the targets adjacent to this active character. So that means he's going to displace Gata to there out of the zone, and then he's going to displace Mr. Cue Ball to there out of the zone. So, hey, guess what? Orange is alone in the zone. And actually, that's going to be it for Maximus. He has nothing else that he can play. And that's going to be going down to scoring. So there's only 1 person in the zone, nobody else. That's going to score 3 points to Orange. And that's going to put them at a whopping 8. Actually, no, it is not. It's only going to take them to 6. So sorry about that. I had to recount the scoring points, and that was my bad. So at the end of the game, it would have been 7 on the orange team, 6 on the green team. So orange barely narrowing the win at the end of the turn, which was turn 5. The game does have a lot of strategy behind it. It's hard to determine where your next spawn is going to be once that character has scored. So the underdog can put it just about anywhere as long as there's nobody accompanying that certain area. So it's really kind of difficult because you kind of want to spread your characters all over the board just so that they can make a run for that scoring zone and not just give up the 3 easy points every single time. This was a lot of fun to play. If you guys are huge fans of Infinity, Corvus Belli, the world that they build, this is a good addition to their gaming systems. This is pretty much just their sports game, and there is lots of other characters that you can play. You can mix and match. You can build your team however you want. There is no set team that you need to play or that you have to stick to. You can pick and choose any of the characters. There are tons of them. I believe they're still on their website. You can still find Aristeia, I want to say, on Corvus Belli's website. If not, just go on eBay. You could find pretty much everything you need. I know the starter itself comes with all this that you see here. So it's a game ready to play right out of the box. But guys, let me know in the comments below if I did anything wrong. Of course, I always mess up on something, and I always try to read everything that you guys place on there just so that I can make these games a lot better. But guys, if you have not liked and subscribed, feel free to click the link down below, hit the like button and also the subscribe button, so that way you won't miss out on any type of content that I am putting out. I am constantly working on different games, not just the same stuff over and over again, but trying to bring a little mixture to the channel itself. But that's going to be pretty much it for this one, guys. Keep rolling your favorite dice, and don't forget to always paint your walls crimson. Take care.